pro tip: if you're going to hold Tyreek Hill, you better hold him for more.
Yeah.
You better tackle him.
Make it count.
They tried, but that wasn't enough to slow down Tyreek Hill, the Kansas City Chiefs offense. If you're watching on TV, you know what we're talking about. If you're listening on NBC Sports Radio, Tyreek Hill was held blatantly on what ended up being the sixth and final touchdown pass for Patrick Mahomes on Sunday to Pittsburgh. It didn't matter. Tyreek Hill still caught the ball and scored. Patrick Mahomes becomes the youngest player in NFL history to throw 6 touchdown passes in a game. Also sets the all-time record with 10 in the first 2. Nobody in the history of the National Football League has thrown for 10 touchdown passes in the first 2 games of a season, or should I say had thrown 10 before yesterday when Mahomes added 6 to his 4 from last week. Texas education, how much is 6 and 4? 10. Carry the 1.
Yes.
Carry the 1.
I carried it.
The Chiefs carried by Patrick Mahomes and all their other weapons. It's not just Mahomes. It's all the other weapons. And the ball was spread around aggressively yesterday. Sammy Watkins had a big game.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill did what he does. Travis Kelce had a big game. They ran when they needed to, but they didn't need to. Patrick Mahomes, incredible as the Chiefs go to 2-0. Winning at Pittsburgh. It looked like it was going to be a statement game. It ended up being much closer than it should have been. The Chiefs were up 21-0 in the first quarter. It was the first time the Steelers were down 21-0 at home since December of 1965, playing at Pitt Stadium against the Eagles. That's how long it had been since the Steelers were down 21-0 in the first quarter. Now, in the playoff game last year against the Jaguars, they were down 21-0 in the second quarter. And we're going to talk so much about the dysfunction on the Pittsburgh offense. What the hell is wrong with the Pittsburgh defense?
Yes. I mean, that's the concern after yesterday. You know, hey, as much as everybody piled on Big Ben in week 1, I mean, Big Ben was the team yesterday, so I don't want to hear anybody discuss that. He was impressive. But Mahomes is special. There's no other way around it, Mike. I mean, for a guy at his age to be doing what he's doing, I just don't know if you can truly quantify it. I mean, it's truly amazing to think about what he is doing, setting records that have never been set before in the league, and doing it with eye-popping plays, too. Hey, I know he got a few little cheap touchdowns last week, but he's also made some touchdown throws where we've been like, wow, there's only a few guys in the sport right now that can do that. It's almost you can't play zone defense against him.
That's the thing. When you have to cover the whole field,
right,
the cheap touchdowns are going to come as part of the benefit of knowing that they can't give you any area of the field. So, yeah, if you go through your reads, hey, this guy's going to be wide open here in the flat.
Yeah, I think that's really the big thing, too, Mike. The defending of the whole field is where, I don't expect this roller coaster to stop in Kansas City because he's a phenomenal thrower of the football down the field, intermediate, even the short throws. And Andy Reid, and this is why I think we were so frustrated with the Alex Smiths of the last few years, even Donovan McNabb when he was in Philadelphia, because there was times where we said, man, there was a lot of completions to be had. What's there to be had in the game instead of the bottom stat line? And Mahomes is taking advantage of everything that's there to be had and more. And Andy Reid does make you defend the whole field. It's run game, Kareem Hunt up the middle. The speed sweep, sideline to sideline. Defense has got to run that way. So now they're going horizontal. Oh, wait, little slants behind the linebackers. Okay, we got to worry about that. Oh, and then we have to worry about 60 and 70-yard bombs over the top of our head from a guy who can buy time in the pocket and make throws that really he's already in a rarefied class. I mean, you've been watching football. There's not been a lot of guys in this league history that the ball pops out of the hand the way it does Patrick Mahomes.
One of the caveats as it relates to any quarterback who is just getting started in his career, what happens after there's enough film out there to figure out what he's doing. And I don't think it's going to matter with Patrick Mahomes. No. I think he's already at the point where he understands that offense. It's tailored to a quarterback who is able to spot before the play what the coverage is, where he's going to go from there. And I spoke to Mahomes after the game, and I wanted to know, because I'm a big believer in if you have a guy that you've taken at the top of the draft, put him on the field. And if you don't believe in that quarterback enough to put him on the field, why are you taking him? Take somebody else. But Mahomes explained to me the benefit of sitting last year. He was able to learn how to study, learn how to prepare, learn how to read those coverages coming out of the huddle, learn how to go through the progressions in the Andy Reid offense. And he said if he had played last year, he would have just been winging it, and he wouldn't have the confidence he now has. So this is a prime example, and I'm still a believer in putting the guy on the field. but maybe in this case it all lines up just right with his arm strength, with the Andy Reid offense, the fact they had Alex Smith last year, and he was learning from somebody good. Like if you're Josh Rosen and you're learning in Arizona, I don't think you want him to be learning the things he's learning by watching Sam Bradford.
Fair.
But it worked out very well last year, and the one big thing that he learned, when you're 5-0, you can't get satisfied.
Right.
Now they're 2-0. He's going to spend today, his 23rd birthday, in the facility all day studying 49ers film. He is not going to let up. He is driven. He is dedicated. And he just turned 23 today. It's an amazing story already. And look, there's still a long way to go. They got some tough games coming up beyond the 49ers. They have to go to Denver. They play the Patriots. They play the Jaguars. We're going to find out a lot about this Chiefs team. But, I mean, there isn't a much more impressive task, I think, than going into Pittsburgh for their home opener and putting 42 points on a Steelers defense that I know that the defense has flaws, but that is a tremendous outcome.
Yeah.
And I picked the Chiefs to win, thinking I'm letting my whole Patrick Mahomes thing carry me here because that's the Steelers. We've seen this movie enough times. The Steelers find a way to win at home, especially a home opener, and you got to give credit to the Chiefs for pulling it off. And the question is, where does it go from here? It's going to be fun to watch wherever it goes.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be capable, or the Kansas City was going to be capable of pulling this off. I did not. I mean, week 1 road win in LA on the Charger Stadium, where it was way more Kansas City Chief fans there than Charger fans. So I was expecting a few bumps in the road, a few points of confusion for Patrick Mahomes with the Blitzburg defense, and they would have something creative. But I think it all goes back to a little bit what you said to start. The fear defenses have already in Kansas City, and the fact that they go, wait, we literally have to defend every square inch of this field with this guy, and it takes away the defense's aggressiveness. And what they did yesterday was Pittsburgh was on their heels, and it was just full attack mode, and Mahomes picked them apart. It's awesome. I mean, it really is.
Think of it this way. The quarterback either puts the defense on the ropes or the defense puts the quarterback on the ropes, right? So what's Mahomes doing? He's putting the defense on the ropes, and they do feel like they're backpedaling, and they feel like nothing we do is ultimately going to work.
Right.
And if we slide this way, oh, crap, this is open. If we slide that way, oh, crap, that is open. And that's where that 1 year of watching and learning has helped him, because he told me he goes up to the line and he sees the coverage, and he knows based on the coverage what his first read, second read, third read is going to be. It's not you break the huddle saying, all right, this play is designed to go to Tyreek Hill, and if he's covered, we'll throw to Sammy Watkins. If he's covered, we're going to throw to Travis Kelce. You know, he comes out, and he's smart enough now. At this stage, with only 3 career starts, none at home, he knows when he walks up to the line of scrimmage what to look for from working with Andy Reid, from working with Alex Smith, and it's working very well for the Chiefs.
Yes, and, do you like receivers that are fast?
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, and so I like quarterbacks with strong arms, okay? Because people always say arm strength. It's overrated. Okay,
I know. Who says arm strength's overrated?
Oh, so many people.
What morons are you listening to?
I have to argue with people all the time.
Is this your podcast partner?
It might be idiots that listen to Bleacher Report. It's also idiots that listen to your show too. That I always have to defend this, even to draft people, because Mahomes was my favorite quarterback in the draft 2 years ago. Oh, you just like him because he could throw it 80 yards. Yeah, I do. But Kristen, can you play that highlight package if you once again? I mean,
the radio audience finds it.
Well, they're gonna have to listen, and I'll talk them through it. But this is where arm strength is so successful or so awesome for an offense. I mean, whether it was the post play, Kristen, if we could ever get to those 2 plays, yes, that's a phenomenal throw.
Don't call out my control room.
I'm not.
Don't you call out my control room.
There she is. But there. Look, I mean, that's a 30-yard throw on the rope. But then there's plays like this, a 6-yard throw to Sammy Watkins, and people are going to go, well, what's the big deal? You know what the big deal is? The ball gets to Sammy Watkins so quickly that he has a chance to tuck it and then make the person miss, is what a wide receiver wants too. So now he has time to go, bam, I got the ball, and I can make the corner miss one-on-one because the ball got on me so fast instead of it being a bang-bang. And those are little things that get lost sometimes in translation with other quarterbacks, where the Rodgers and the Mahomes give their receivers the chance to do that.
Last year when Mahomes was languishing on the bench and Deshaun Watson was a star for the Texans, and Watson was taken 2 spots after Mahomes in the draft, both the Texans and the Chiefs traded up to get their quarterbacks. That's when I was saying, hey, put Mahomes on the field. When the Chiefs were going through the lull after they started 5-0.
I want to see Mahomes.
We had Travis Kelce on the program last November, and he was talking about all the incredible things that Patrick Mahomes is doing in practice. Put him on the field. And to his credit, Andy Reid, he's not eating that turkey until it's fully cooked.
You're right.
He's letting it baste. He's letting it marinate. He's letting it cook, and he's letting it gestate, as some would say. You always
he
gotta
looks
let your
like he would
gestate.
be good at letting things marinate.
Well,
he looks like he would be a professional at that.
It's the all-time recipe for a quarterback. He gave it that full year, and now here we go. Patrick Mahomes looking very, very good. The Steelers' defense looking very, very bad, and plenty of questions in Pittsburgh as it relates to where this team goes from here at 0-1-1. That is just a nasty feel for a team that a lot of people. Wasn't somebody on this show picking them?
I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. Yes, I did. I picked them versus the Saints. I'm not feeling good about either one right now. I'm not going to totally hit the panic button in Pittsburgh. First of all, the defense played phenomenal in Week 1. And Week 2, it was
phenomenal against the Browns.
Well, let's remember
they gave up 21 points to the Browns.
They let up a 1-yard touchdown run and lost the turnover battle by 5. So they were put in some very tough positions. Let's make sure we don't forget that. Also, I'll say, yesterday was not good, but there's not going to be another offense all year that they play that's as explosive and dangerous as that Kansas City Chiefs offense. It's still not an excuse. I'm not trying to say that. But there is silver lining in what their offense did. It was 21-0, and me and you were watching the game together, and we blinked our eyes, and all of a sudden we said, man, this game's 28-21, and this is fun to watch. So they're still a dangerous football team, and they're not out of this.
And that's where I got to give the Chiefs credit, too. Once they blew their lead, they didn't crater. They didn't say, well, it's not our day. We tried. We had our fun. Little brother playing big brother in ping pong. They still put the pedal to the metal, and they got it done. All right, another team with a quarterback that this man did not regard.
He's moving up the list.
He's moving up. He's moved from 70 to 62. Blake Bortles. The Jaguars finally trust him, and he delivers. We'll explain when PFT Live continues right after this.